All right, strap yourselves in, because today we're diving deep, really deep into a universe that's both kind of eerie and thought-provoking. It's Cixin Liu's The Three-Body Problem. And we're not just talking like your run-of-the-mill aliens and spaceships here.
Yeah.
This book, it really tackles some huge questions about humanity, like what makes us tick, what happens when you push a civilization to the very brink.
Oh, absolutely. And it's amazing how Liu uses this whole sci-fi setting to basically hold a mirror up to us, to humanity. You know, it forces us to look at the choices we might make, the compromises we'd accept when it's down to, like, survival.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to get into today.
Right.
We're going to start with this fascinating character, Ye Wenji. She's an astrophysicist who's gone through, like, some serious trauma living through China's Cultural Revolution.
Oh, yeah. You can't underestimate how that experience totally shapes her view of everything.
Really does.
I mean, the Cultural Revolution, it wasn't just like some political shakeup. It tore apart the whole fabric of society. You had persecution everywhere. People were terrified of being intellectuals, of thinking for themselves.
Right.
And for Ye Wenji, seeing all of this as a young woman, it just shattered her faith in humanity, just completely broke it.
And there's this really, like, powerful scene
Yeah.
where her dad, he was a physicist too, describes this silent encounter with Einstein.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like foreshadowing, you know, how Ye Wenji becomes so disillusioned herself. It's like even the most brilliant minds, they can be silenced when things get that bad.
Totally, yeah. And it's in that state, that feeling of disillusionment, that she's drawn to this, like, super secret project, the Red Coast Project. They're searching for extraterrestrial life. They're putting out a call to the cosmos.
And the scale of it is just mind-blowing. I mean,
No, it's wild.
they have this massive antenna hidden in the mountains, and get this, they're using the sun itself, to amplify their signal.
Talk about ambitious, right?
Yeah, it's hard to even wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
Using the sun as an antenna.
Yeah.
But it shows you how desperate we are, how much we're searching for something bigger than ourselves, something out there to believe in.
And that desperation, it leads them to contact, but not with, you know, the friendly aliens you see in the movies.
Right.
It's the Trisolarans. And these guys, well, they have some serious problems with their cosmic real estate, so to speak. Their planet is stuck in this chaotic three-sun system, and survival, it's a constant battle. It's brutal.
And to make it through, they've developed some pretty crazy adaptations, like being able to dehydrate themselves to endure, like, the worst periods.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes you think, what would we be willing to sacrifice? I mean, what parts of ourselves would we give up if we were facing that same kind of existential threat? Like, is there anything we wouldn't do to survive?
It's a tough question, right? And the Trisolarans, they don't stop at just changing their bodies. Their whole society, the way they think, it's all built around this idea of it, the individual being nothing compared to the collective good. It's a pretty chilling reflection of how extreme circumstances, how when a civilization is pushed to its limits, it can warp their values.
Which leads us to this huge ethical question, the dilemma at the heart of it all. Does their struggle, their need to survive, does it justify what they do? Are they right to look at another civilization, another planet, and say, well, we need that to survive, so we're taking it? I mean, where do you draw the line?
It's a question that really stays with you throughout the book, I think. It makes you confront your own moral compass. Like, what would you do in that situation? What's the price of survival?
And this dilemma gets even more complicated when we jump ahead to the present day in the book, and this virtual reality game called Three-Body pops up. But it's not just a game. It's more like a recruiting tool for this organization, the Earth Trisolaris organization, the ETO.
Oh, yeah, the ETO, that's a fascinating bunch.
Yeah.
It's a real mix of people. You know, some are just totally disillusioned with humanity. They think we're doomed, that we're the problem. Then you've got others who think Trisolaris is the only hope for real change.
It's kind of a stark reminder that even within our own species, there are totally different ideas of what a better future looks like, what we should be striving for.
Oh, really?
And some in the ETO, well, they're willing to go to extremes to make that future happen. That's where the sophins come in. These are subatomic particles that the Trisolarans have turned into weapons.
It's wild, right? Like, imagine these tiny, invisible things messing with the very foundation of our science, of how we understand the universe.
Right.
Particle accelerators, they start giving crazy results that make no sense. It's like the laws of physics are breaking down.
Yeah, and it's a brilliant way for Liu to, like, explore how our most basic assumptions about the universe, about reality, can be manipulated. It's a terrifying thought, you know?
Yeah.
That there could be forces out there, things we don't even understand,
Right.
that could be messing with our reality without us even knowing it.
Yeah, it definitely makes you question everything. Like, what do we really know?
Right. It really highlights that the universe doesn't care about our rules. It doesn't care what we think. And that's where the three-body problem, it gets under your skin, because it forces you to confront the vastness of what we don't know and that we're probably not alone.
And what that could really mean. Not just, oh, there's other life out there, but what it means for us.
It does make you wonder.
Yeah.
We'll get into that more after the break.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like a cosmic horror story, but instead of some creepy alien monster, it's the laws of physics themselves that are turning against us.
Exactly. And what makes it even more unsettling, I guess, is that this whole attack on science, it's not just about, messing with our technology. It's like it's getting into our heads. It's making us doubt our ability to understand the universe at all.
Right. Like it's shaking the foundations of what we thought we knew.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have this external threat from the Trisolarans and their crazy tech. But what's interesting is that Liu also dives into like the infighting within the ETO itself. There's this split between the Adventists and the Redemptionists.
Oh, yeah. The Adventists, they're led by this kind of mysterious guy, Mike Evans, and they basically think humanity is just messed up, like inherently flawed. We're doomed to destroy ourselves. They see the Trisolarans as like our salvation, this necessary force to come in and clean up, wipe the slate clean and start fresh.
Which is a pretty dark view of humanity, right? But then you have the Redemptionists. They're like, yeah, humans are messy. We make mistakes, but our fate should be in our own hands.
Right. We got to figure it out ourselves.
And this whole internal struggle within the ETO, it comes to a head on this ship called Judgment Day. And what's really chilling is they discover a hidden nuclear weapon, which shows you how far some within the ETO are willing to go. They're ready to resort to some pretty extreme measures to get what they want.
To get their vision of the future.
It's almost like even with this alien invasion looming, humanity can't escape our own conflicts, this potential for self-destruction.
Yeah, it's like we're our own worst enemy sometimes.
And this is where we come back to Yuanji. We find out that she's actually become the commander-in-chief of the ETO, the one who made first contact with the Trisolarans.
Oh, wow. So she's the one who started it all.
It's this huge betrayal, and it's driven by her disillusionment with humanity, but it raises a question. Is there ever a justification for sacrificing your own species? Even if you think it's for the greater good, is that ever okay?
Yeah, it's a tough one, for sure.
Her story is really tragic. I mean, she saw the worst of humanity during the Cultural Revolution. She just lost faith in us, in our ability to change.
Yeah, you can see how that would break someone.
It's a reminder that trauma, what happens to one person, it can have these huge consequences, not just for them, but for whole civilizations, for everyone.
It's like a domino effect, right? One person's pain, one person's choices can set things in motion that impact billions.
Exactly. And the three-body problem really explores those ripple effects.
And those ripple effects, they go way beyond Earth, too. One of the most, mind-bending ideas in the book is the dark forest theory. It paints a pretty bleak picture of what the universe might really be like.
Oh, yeah. The dark forest theory, it's this idea that every civilization out there is basically hiding, terrified of revealing themselves because they might attract predators.
Right, like it's this giant cosmic game of hide and seek, but the stakes are survival.
And it makes you think about first contact in a whole new way. Like if we ever did encounter another advanced civilization, would it be this moment of, joy and excitement, or would it trigger fear and suspicion?
Yeah, it definitely makes you question that whole we come in peace thing we see in so many sci-fi stories.
Absolutely. And it challenges us to think about our own role in this cosmic dark forest. Should we risk revealing ourselves? Or should we stay silent, hoping that no one notices us?
It's a tough call, for sure.
And it forces us to confront what we believe about the universe. Is it hostile, indifferent, or something else entirely? Something we can't even imagine.
The three-body problem doesn't give you easy answers. It leaves you wrestling with these questions, which is part of what makes it such a powerful book.
Yeah, it sticks with you.
It really gets you thinking.
It's not just about cool technology and aliens. It's about us, about what it means to be human in a universe that might be totally indifferent to our existence.
And that's where the book's real strength is, I think. It's this blend of science fiction with these deep philosophical questions, these questions about what it means to be human.
As we keep going in the story, even with this cosmic threat hanging over everything, there are these moments of hope, of resilience, people choosing to fight for what they believe in, even when it seems impossible.
Like Take the locusts, for example. They represent this persistent life force. They adapt, they endure even in the most hostile environments. It's subtle, but it's a powerful symbol of hope in all the darkness.
Right. And even within the ETO, you see the redemptionists standing up to the Adventists. They're like, no, we're not giving up. We're not handing over humanity's fate to some alien power.
Yeah, it shows that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, we still have choices. We can fight for the future we want. It's a reminder that we're not just pawns in some big cosmic game.
So even though the three-body problem presents this pretty bleak view of the universe, it also offers glimmers of hope, this idea that we're not powerless, that our choices matter.
Yeah, we have agency. We can make a difference.
It's a complex exploration of what it means to be human in a universe that might be indifferent, hostile, or maybe even something beyond our comprehension.
And that's what makes it so captivating, so thought-provoking. It doesn't give you easy answers. It challenges you to really grapple with the big questions, to look at your own biases, and to consider all the possibilities, the good and the bad, that might be out there waiting for us.
Yeah, it really shows you that sci-fi, it's not just about escaping reality. It's about exploring all the possibilities, the good and the bad that might be out there, just beyond what we understand right now.
Exactly. And the three-body problem, it does this incredible job of blurring those lines between fiction and reality, you know?
Yeah.
It takes these huge abstract ideas, like the Fermi paradox, the whole question of what alien civilizations might be like, and it makes them feel real, plausible, but also really unsettling.
It's like that feeling you get when you look up at the night sky and you see all those stars and you realize just how vast the universe is, all that space, all that unknown.
Oh, yeah.
It's awe-inspiring, but it's also kind of scary, you know?
Yeah.
What else is out there? And are we ready for it?
Right. And the book makes you ask, are we really the good guys? The explorers searching for knowledge and peace? Or are we the ones to be afraid of, driven by that same need to survive, just like the Trisolarans?
It's a pretty sobering thought, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, has humanity overreached? Like, have we developed all this technology but not the wisdom to go with it? The moral compass?
It's a question that keeps coming up throughout history, right? Nuclear weapons, artificial intelligence, we're always pushing the boundaries, but then we got to deal with the consequences.
It's like this constant struggle between our desire to explore, to innovate, and the responsibility that comes with having so much power.
And the three-body problem, it's like this warning sign, you know? It's saying progress without wisdom, without thinking about the consequences, it can lead to disaster.
So after this deep dive, what can we, like the average person, what can we take away from all this? It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of it all, like what can we do in the face of these huge cosmic challenges? But I think there's a message of empowerment in there too.
Oh, definitely. The book shows how powerful individual choice can be, how important it is to think critically, to really talk about the future we want to create. We might not be able to control the whole universe, but we can control our own actions, our own choices.
It's like those small acts of courage, of compassion, of just standing up for what you believe in. They can make a difference.
Exactly. And even in this universe that might seem cold and uncaring, our choices matter. They shape our own lives, the fate of humanity, maybe even the course of civilizations far beyond our own.
Well, I gotta say, after this deep dive, I'm feeling a mix of awe, a little bit of terror, but also this renewed sense of responsibility. The Three-Body Problem, it's a book that really sticks with you.
It really gets under your skin, makes you think about things in a new way.
And to all you listeners out there, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend picking it up. And if you have, maybe it's time for a reread, you know, see it with fresh eyes. Because this book, it's more than just sci-fi. It's a reflection of us, it challenges our assumptions, and it gives us a glimpse into all the possibilities that might be out there, the good and the bad.
So keep looking up at those stars, but remember the dark forest. And most importantly, keep questioning, keep exploring, keep the conversation going.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey, folks. Until next time, keep those minds open and those imaginations burning bright.